Hello, this is Jason Thilgis. This is my first video tutorial, and I'm going to do this on getting started with Photoshop. Just a beginner's tutorial on how to get started in Photoshop. Start learning how to navigate around and use some of the tools. So I'm going to assume that you can open Photoshop. If you can't, go down to your little search button here and click and type Photoshop, and you should be able to open up Photoshop. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to actually just look at the workspace here a second. So, you got to picture Photoshop as like you're an artist, but it's digital. Okay, so everything, you got the swatches over here. These are like your paints. Okay, your paint objects. Here's our workspace. You have menus up top, just like any other menu, any other software program. On the left, very important here, is your tools, and we'll be talking about these tools, and we'll go down and discuss these tools as we progress. But as you notice, every time you click on a tool, this little menu up top will change, which has more defined settings for that actual tool. Okay, so my first top tool, very important tool, is called the Move tool. And you'll see that it's got some settings for the Move tool up top. And then we have what's called our Marquee tool, and you can see there's different settings for the Marquee tool. So that's very important. So if you want to modify your tool, you got this little sub menu up top. All right, well, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to open up a graphic here and take a look at it. So just like any other software program, I'm going to go File, Open. And I actually have some graphics here that I can open and look at. I realize that, not everyone is going to have these same graphics, but these are some ones that I'm going to teach you guys with. So let's open up. I'm going to open up here Eagle 1. Okay? And I'm going to just go ahead and click Open on that and open up a graphic. So here's a graphic in Photoshop. Photoshop works with digital graphics and what are called bitmap graphics, or graphics made of pixels. So when you hear pixels, basically what you need to understand is that a pixel is a square of color. Okay, and to illustrate this, I'm going to go show you this tool right here. Okay, this is called my Zoom tool. Okay, this little magnifying glass here down at the bottom. I'm going to click on this. This is my Zoom tool, and you'll see up top I get my Zoom settings. Preset, I believe you have Scrubby Zoom. I don't like that, and I'll show you why here in a second. But I can take and I can go ahead. I have my plus zoom, and I can click and I can zoom in on this graphic. This graphic was taken with a digital camera. And you can start to see what a pixel is. It's a square of color. These squares of color make up this image. Now if I click on the minus tool, I can zoom back out and see my image again. Now I like a lot of these settings here on the Zoom tool because you can click on actual pixels, fit screen, fill screen, or actually print size to see what size it will print at. And I'll talk more about that when we talk about resolution, but I'm just going to click fit screen. Okay, so here I am with fit screen. Now, the reason I don't like Scrubby Zoom is because, I'm going to go back to my plus here too, is I like to be able to click and hold and select around an object like so to really zoom in on that object. Now, a good shortcut to know for zooming in and out on objects, because, as we learn here, you're going to be able to work on these objects. But if you hold Control and press minus, you'll zoom out. And if you go Control plus, you'll zoom in. So you can zoom in and out with those controls. Now, you also, down here in the bottom, this is nice to have, you have a little, a little section here, box. It says, okay, I'm looking at this at 100%. So this is actual size. If I click actual pixels, it'll stay the same. We're at a 1-to-1 ratio. if I want to zoom in on this or zoom out, I can change here. I can just, let's say I type in 50. I'm going to view it at half of its actual pixel size. So anytime I'm working with an image, you know, say it's a really big image, I might be working on that thing in 15 so that I can see the whole thing. But then I want to zoom in, so I'm going to select this and type 200 and zoom back in. Okay. But I'm going to go back. I'm just going to click fit screen here. So that's the zoom tool. The hand tool, real simple tool, right above the zoom tool, allows me, you know, this especially if I'm zoomed in. So I'm just going to go Control plus and zoom in. But now I want to work on his eye. Okay, I'm going to grab the hand tool and I can just move my canvas to where I want to position it. You know, then I want to move to my beak. I just grab and drag and move my canvas to where I want to be. Okay, so just some basic opening a picture and saving, or opening a picture and kind of maneuvering that picture around. You know, I know we don't know how to work on anything yet, but we're working on how to be able to navigate around in Photoshop. All right, so I'm going to go back to my zoom tool. I'm going to click fit screen. And let's save this. So let's say I want to save this. Now, if I go File, Save As, you will see that this is saving as a Photoshop document, a .psd, okay? And let's just say I'm going to save it onto the desktop. Okay, I'm going to put it on the desktop here. And I'm going to save it as eagle.psd. Now, a PSD is like the artistic mode. All right, I'm creating this image. That's the PSD. Like if I want to put this in a Word document or a website, it's not going to accept a .psd. This is you got to think like this is when I'm in create mode. Okay, and I can, over here in this layer panel, we haven't talked about much, but I'm going to have multiple layers. I can do multiple things. Okay, I'm building this. Now, if I want to put this in a website, I would have to save it as a different type of graphic file type. Okay, your most common one is your JPEG. Most people have heard of a JPEG. So I'm going to select JPEG, and it's going to save this now as a JPEG onto my desktop. I'll just go ahead and click and save it. And quality-wise, you know, we're okay. I'm just going to go press OK. And I've saved this now as a JPEG. Okay, and now that is actually out on my desktop. You can see up here the file name has changed to eagle.jpg. All right, so I'm going to close this. So, all right, so let's open up another image. So let's go File, Open, and I have to actually go find where my image is here. Give me a second. All right, so I got this little Unit 1 folder. I'm going to open up Parrot 1. Okay, so here's Parrot. Here's that parrot. Again, I got my zoom tool. I want to zoom in on his eye. I can see the pixels. I see there's a little imperfection here. We got a little glare when we took that photo with that digital camera. Okay, so I'm going to zoom back out. Let's go click on Fit Screen. Now, image size and what we call resolution. So let's look at what the size of this image is. Because if I hit print size, oh, why is that so much different than actual pixels? Like, that makes no sense. All right, well, let's talk about it and understand this. So I'm going to click back to actual pixels. So I'm going to go Image menu, Image size, so we can look at this. So you'll see that this image size is 600 by 600 pixels. The document size is 2 by 2 inches with a resolution of 300. Okay, this is what it's going to print as. All right, so what does this mean? Okay, I'm just going to press OK and explain it. So if I click print size, you'll see this thing is 2 by 2 inches. Okay, and its resolution is 300 pixels per inch. Okay, resolution is 300. So every inch there are 300 squares. So from here to the middle, 300. There's another 300 from the middle to the end. That's the 600 pixels. From here to here, there's 300. Here to here, there's 300. That's 600 pixels. Okay, so that's a 300 resolution, and you can see how much better the quality is with that 300 resolution. This is actual print size. If I printed this, this is what it would print out as. For size-wise, it'd be very good quality. 300 resolution is considered print quality. Like you print it out, put it in a magazine, newspaper publication, okay? 72 resolution is considered screen quality. So considered on my computer screen on the internet, 72 resolution. Okay, so that's the difference when you're looking at pixels and image size. So if I looked at it, image size again, okay, 600 by 600, 2 inches, 300 resolution. All right, so that's why that image is a little bit different. If I want to change this image's size, okay, and you'll see it's going to resample my image. So if I wanted this bigger, I could change this to 300 or 3 inches by 3 inches. It's going to add 300 pixels. It's going to do its best job to fill in the gaps. That's what resampling is. Press OK. There it is. So it still looks really good. Okay. All right. So that's opening in an existing picture, resolution, some of the very basics. Let's close this. I'm just going to say no to save changes. Now let's open up a new canvas. So File, and I'm going to go New. So I'm going to create a new document. Okay, and you can title it. Let's just title this Play. Okay, and I'm going to set a width. I'm going to set a width of 500 by 500 pixels. The resolution is set at 72, which is kind of standard for if you're working, again, on a screen. Color mode says here for me is grayscale. I want this to be RGB color because I want to work with color. And then the other key thing, background contents. Okay, right now it says white. I can go background color or I can go transparent. I'm going to go white. I'll press white and I'll press OK. So now I've created a new canvas. Okay, just a new blank slate starting point to create a graphic. All right, so that's File New. Now, I can also go File New. Got my same settings here. I'll just leave this as untitled. And background contents, I'm going to change this to transparent. Now, with a transparent background, this is see-through. And see-through in Photoshop is this gray and white checkerboard. I know that I can see through this now. This is invisible. So I could set that as my canvas. I can also go File, New, and change this to background color. And if I press OK, it will give me a color. Now yours might be different than mine, but the reason for this color for me is down here below my zoom tool, this color swatch, this background color swatch, okay, that's that color. So if I was to change this, let's close this, I go click on my background color, and you'll see you got all these different colors you can choose from. 16.7 million different color combinations. Okay, so whatever color I have chosen here in my background color, let's say I have like this orange or brownish here. Press OK. That's my background color now. The top one is called your foreground color. I can go File, New, use background colors, my background contents, and that'll be the color. Okay, so that's my background color. Now, the top color swatch here is called your foreground color. I click on that. I can pick what color of paint I'm using. So think about this. This is the gallon of paint I'm using to paint on the brown wall. So let's say I select blue. Okay. This is my paint color, my paint bucket. Now, one tool that we're going to use, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 from the top. And if you click in these and hold them down, you can see all the different types of tools with it. But I want to select the brush tool. And again, your settings will change up top, but now that's the color I would paint with my paint brush. Okay, so that's how that works. And you can change your brush size right here. We'll go into this in more detail later, but hardness of your brush, that has an effect too, but I can change the size of my brush to bigger, or I can change it to smaller. And there we go. Okay, so that's some very basics of like creating a new graphic from scratch. Not off a digital camera, you're designing something. Okay, you're going file new. So I'm going to say no to save this because I don't need to save this. Now, let's go back to file open. Okay, and I'm back here in my Unit 1 folder. I'm going to open up this Macaw 1. This will happen to you. You'll take a picture of the digital camera, you'll bring it into your computer, you'll open it in Photoshop, and it's sitting here sideways. And you're like, what the heck? So, real easy to fix this. Depending on how you're holding your camera when you take your picture, this could happen. All I have to do is go to this image menu up here, and I just got to go to image rotation. Okay, so then I got to think, oh, how do I need to flip this to get it working? Well, I'm going to go 90 degrees counterclockwise. Whoa, that's not right. Let's do it again. Image rotation. Well, now I got to do a 180 and I should be good. So there we go. So now I got that fixed. Now the other thing you might want to learn is how to flip this so it's the macaw is facing the other way. So to do that, I would go to my edit menu and I would go down to my transform menu, and you can see, oh, they're grayed out. What's the deal here? How do I do this? How am I going to transform this? Okay, well, here's the problem. Your background is locked. You'll see this little lock here, and it's amazing how many people get stuck here on this, but it's not a big deal. Okay, to unlock this, I simply just right-click it. I go to Layer from Background. Okay, I'm going to make it into a layer that's not locked from a background. Press OK. I just always let it be layer 0. I know, okay, we're good. I press OK, it becomes unlocked. Now when I go to Edit and I go down here, Transform's ready to go. And I can go down to Transform, and I'm going to go flip horizontal. And now my macaw is facing the other way. So just a real quick way to flip your object to have it face a different direction. I'm going to close this. I'm going to say no to save changes. I'm going to open up a new image. So I'm going to go File, Open, and I'm going to open up Europe 1. So here's Europe 1. Okay. Now another key tool that we're gonna learn here for setting up our images is what's called our crop tool. Very key, digital graphic tool. 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth one down. Okay, kind of looks 2 X's here. Okay, if you click that, and I'm going to change my settings here up top. I'm going to click on Unconstrained. Okay, unconstrained. I have free range. I can do whatever I want. Okay, I'm not constrained by anything. So I can just say here, all right, so I took this picture on my European vacation. I'm going to click and select, this is the part I want to keep. I don't want, I don't want this wall over here, or this door. I just want this little, cottage. Okay, once I select what I want, now I can hit the check mark to say, yep, that's what I want. I'm going to commit. Or nope, I'm going to cancel. So I can cancel it. Okay, go back. Let's try this again. So I'm going to click and select. Let's say I mess up. Oh, I got some of that wall. Well, you can grab these little handles and just kind of scooch them over. And when you're good, you're ready to commit, you hit the green check mark. And you're committed. Okay, and that's the crop tool. Now that has changed that image. If I click on image size, let's look at what we got going on here. Here's the actual size dimensions of that image. pixel wise. Resolution set at 144. Okay. Okay, so that's cropping. Close this. I'm going to say no to save changes. I'm going to go file open. Let's open up another image. So here's my second picture I took on my European vacation. Okay, so I'm going to crop this unconstrained. I took this picture and, oh, it's like crooked. What's going on here? You know, I wasn't real steady with my camera. I was standing on the street sideways. I don't know what happened. So I can take, though, and I can rotate this and straighten this out. Okay, all I have to do, go to a corner, go out into the dead area here, and just turn this. And I'm going to look at the words cathedral up top till I get that as pretty straight. And then I'm going to go ahead and commit it. Hit the green check mark. You can also double click. That works to commit it as well. And there we go. Now I have rotated that canvas. I could come back in and I could say, oh, I just want this part. You know, then adjust it. There you go. There's my image I want to keep. That's what I want to print. That's what I want to send to Walmart, Target, Walgreens, wherever I'm going to get my images, you know, printed. Okay, so I can rotate any kind of adjustments I need to make. Close this. Say no to save changes. And I'm going to go File, Open again. I'm going to open up Europe 3. Europe 3. Okay, so here's another picture I took. Now, you may get to a point where, okay, you know, there's certain sizes I need that I'm going to print, you know, wherever I'm printing my photos at. You know, I want to set a certain size. So now you don't want to be unconstrained, okay? You want to pick a ratio. You know, do I want a 5x7? Do I want a 4x6? You know, what do I want? How do I want to set this up? Now, what I like to do is go down to this bottom size and resolution setting. And so I'm going to click that, and I'm going to say, okay, I want this to be, you know, I want to do a 5x7. So I want 5 for my width, 7 for my height. I'm printing this, so I want 300 as my resolution. Save as crop preset, yeah. You know, I'm going to probably use this more than once, so I'm going to save it as a preset. Press OK. Save it as that, yeah, looks good. You know, I know what that means. 5x7, 300 pixels per inch. Press OK. I've already done this, so, but yeah, it'll go through, okay? So there we go. So now I have that preset. I can go, you know, here it is, 5x7, 300 ppi. Let's cancel this here and get out of this. So let's go to this is not working how I'd wanted it to here. Let's flip these. There, that's what I want. 5x7 height and width. So I just clicked this little swirl button to flip that. I didn't know that was backwards for me. But now I can take it, and it's not unconstrained. It's going to maintain that aspect. And it's going to say you have to be 5 inches by 7 inches. Okay, so I don't want this lady on the bottom in my picture, so I'm going to get her out. You know, in fact, I'm going to get the whole crowd out. And I can kind of move this over and decide where I want that image to be. I like that. I hit the check mark. Got it. It has now changed that image. Okay, so it's going to print. Pixel size is big, but if I go back to my zoom tool and hit print size, it's going to be a 5x7. I could put a frame around it. There we go. I'm good. Looks good. Looks good. Close it. I'm not going to save it. No to save changes. File. Let's go open again. And I'm going to open up. Let's open up Europe 4. What do we got here? Oh, here we go. We got another picture. All right. I want a 4x6 of this. My crop tool. Go look. Okay, so I can go with this preset. I don't really love that. I like to create my own, so I'm going to go size and resolution. I want a width of 4, a height of 6. Press OK. Yep, I want to create a preset. There it is. You know, no matter what, it's going to make this a 4x6. But I know where I stand when I'm, you know, sending these pictures to Shutterfly or Walmart.com or wherever I'm printing. There we go. Got it. And realize this is not how it's printing. This is pixel size, 300 resolution, so it's high quality. It's going to be printed. Close it. No. File open. Let's do one last one and then we'll be done. I'm going to open up city. So here's the city. I decide, okay, what do I want here? Let's do a size and resolution. I want a width of 10. I'm going to do an 8x10 of this. Height of 8. 300 resolution. Press OK. Press OK. I like that crop preset. I already have one of them. So in my drop down, I already have one of those, an 8x10. Let's do a little flip. Click the little flip button here. And then go ahead and you're stuck with that proportion. So you got to realize, hey, I'm stuck with this proportion. Look, I need to rotate. It's a crooked picture. Let's get the water straight. The city straight. I kind of like this triangle building, so let's get that one in the mix. Little water, little sky. Yeah, there we go. 8x10. Ready to go. Ready to be printed as an 8x10. Okay, obviously, you know, now I'm going to do file save as. And we're going to save this as a JPEG so we can actually print it. Because again, you're in a .psd is creation. You got to think I'm creating, I'm building. That concludes my first tutorial. I hope that you guys get something out of this and hopefully it helps you get ready. I'm planning on doing a second tutorial to build upon this one, so stay